cannot find the TikTok right now, but a girl just came on here and said how, like, in medieval times, peasants had to eat nothing but bread and cheese and how awful that was, and she was like, that's my ideal meal.
It started as a funny TikTok trend, a plate of snacks, crackers, or random leftovers called girl dinner. But what began as a joke has now spiraled into a heated debate online.
The reason there's no male equivalent to girl dinner is because dinner doesn't mean the same thing to a man typically as it does to a woman, right? Women, for most of their lives, are expected to participate in the thinking, planning, and executing of meals. Even growing up, women are taught how to help in the kitchen and men are taught how to help outside, right? Like, women have had the mental load of meal planning and meal prepping put on them from a very young age. I remember snapping like green beans, husking corn when I was a kid to help out with meals. I don't know if my brother was with me doing that. And so when it comes to eating, we're tapping out. When a woman is eating on her own, she's saying, like, I'm done. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to prep. I don't want to cook. I'm just going to eat what is readily available to me quickly, because my brain is shot. I do this every day. I don't want to do it again. Whereas a man expects every meal to be a meal because those meals have historically been prepared and planned and cooked by someone else for them. And so their expectation is, hey, this is an enjoyable experience because I get to sit down at a table and eat this home-cooked meal that somebody else poured themselves into. But I didn't have to pour myself into it. And so when a woman's on the other side of that, she's saying, nobody's pouring themselves into me and my meals. Therefore, I'm going to take the path of least resistance and take a load off and eat my girl dinner.
We have to talk about girl dinner and how it relates to the oppression of straight married women.
This is my meal. I call this girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner.
This is girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner. Here's why this matters. When women marry men, they gain about 7 hours of additional daily work, like cooking and cleaning and picking up around the house, compared to single women. This is women without children. So women who marry men gain 7 hours. Men lose an hour of daily work. So if the difference for men is very small, but the difference for women is very big, why?
Girl dinner.
Couple of things. Single men and single women might both be eating girl dinner, but when women marry, they turn into wives, and wives have different expectations than husbands. Women end up cooking more, doing their wifely duties, because they're expected to. Men don't. Another consideration is that men who live at home with women who direct them or who do most of the housework, give them lists, end up having lower standards when they move out on their own. They're fine with the stuff left on the ground or the tidying. And so the women who have higher expectations placed on them end up picking up the slack. Women are often raised to be efficient because they are fully in charge of picking up around the house. They see the inner workings and the way that the gears fit together. So women pick up as they go, whereas men don't always do that. I'm talking broad strokes here, but there is data that suggests that the way that boys are raised and girls are raised within the home and how they take responsibility for tasks ends up bleeding into adulthood. Boys age 15 to 17 have an hour more leisure time compared to girls. While boys are doing things like video gaming, again, this is rooted in data, girls are doing things like running errands, doing housework, and volunteering. Girls are raised with the knowledge that when they become wives, all of the social expectations of being a wife will fall on them, and so they internalize the need to learn those things. Men are not judged the same way that women are when they don't keep a pleasant space. Settling down means something different for husbands and wives. I hate cooking, but I fell into this trap and I tried to learn how. I tried to like it when I became a wife. I feed my kids good food, but I'm a girl dinner girl. I'm a girl dinner wife. And that's okay. Eating pickles and chips for dinner doesn't make me a bad wife.
What is girl dinner? It's like the random little assortment of, it's like a mini charcuterie board of snacks that women eat. And it kind of looks like a 7-year-old built himself dinner. Like what? What would they do? Like they'll get like a couple pizza bites, some mini pickles, some goldfish, just other random stuff. Is there a male equivalent? Yeah. Have you ever eaten a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs for breakfast? Yeah? That's man dinner. That's not dinner. You just said breakfast. Yeah, it's not really about the time of the meal. It's more about like just the concept, the food selection. Why wouldn't we call that man breakfast? I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't call it that. That question's not relevant. Do you understand the concept? Do I understand the concept of just a charcuterie board full of junk food we all love? Yeah, it sounds delicious. I'm gonna start eating girl dinner.
I eat girl dinners all the time, so I'm going to show you guys a girl dinner for me tonight. Well, this is kind of like a girl lunch because it's 2:30. But I just want to say that a girl dinner is not like you not eating. It's you eating, but it just being the most random combination of just weird stuff. Not weird stuff, but just literally just being a random combination. Okay, so for my girl lunch today, I'm having one of these Great Value macaroni bowls. It's literally in the microwave right now. And then what I like to do is I put these Vienna sausages in them. Now, not everybody's a fan of these, I know, but I love them and I love adding it. It kind of gives like that macaroni sausage, like macaroni and hot dog vibe. Just dump out the juice and literally I'm just going to cut these up. Okay, so I have my macaroni bowl. I'm going to put my cheese in it. I prefer the like Kraft mac and cheese ones, but these are just the ones my mom got because she's all about saving a penny where she can. So we eat a lot of Great Value in this house. Usually, I'm going to put this in a bowl today so I can like mix it a little bit easier. But usually I will just like put the sausages in this little cup and I'll eat it like that. It's just, it gets really like filled up. So I'm just going to mix this and then we're going to put this in a bowl. Okay, I have my bowl. Now I'm just going to pour my macaroni in here. Get all the extra cheese. Okay. And then I just pour my sausages in there. Literally just mix it around. Oh, shit. Just mix it around. Okay, now I'm a super savory and sweet kind of person, so whenever I'm eating something savory, I always need something sweet as well. But just for like some little extra, I'm going to put some salami. That's a little much. Probably won't eat all of that, so I'm gonna just put a little bit. This is just Italian salami. I love salami and pepperoni. And then I have these Great Value chocolate chip muffins. I'm gonna just put those on a plate. There's really only 4 of them in here, but that's gonna be my sweet for the day. So we have our macaroni, our little platter, and then I'm also gonna drink one of these Chobani yogurts. And I have my water, and that's my meal. So yeah, a girl dinner is not eating. It is literally just eating the most random stuff, and this is my go-to. Like, I am always eating the most random things at any point in time of the day. I don't even have to be, like, I can literally, I'm fully right now, but like, I am gonna fuck this shit up. Like, so good. I'll just show y'all. So good. Also, not to mention the beverage lineup, I literally have a smoothie, water, and I also have a coffee that I'm still sipping on from this morning. Girl dinner.
The backlash grew louder as dietitians and parents weighed in. They warned that constant exposure could encourage restrictive eating, especially for young girls. On the flip side, creators defend it, saying it's just humor and not meant to replace real meals.
Back in May, a video went viral from a creator named Livy Mayer, where she showed people her favorite thing to eat for dinner, and it all just blew up from there.
I cannot find the TikTok right now, but a girl just came on here and said how, like, in medieval times, peasants had to eat nothing but bread and cheese and how awful that was, and she was like, that's my ideal meal. This is my dinner. I call this girl dinner or medieval peasant.
That's literally it. It's 15 seconds. She shows her dinner. She is drinking wine. She has pickles and she has grapes and she has bread and cheese, and that is her medieval peasant girl dinner. And everyone loved it because, let's be totally real, that is a great fun meal. Everybody loves charcuterie boards. Charcuterie boards are the big thing, but sometimes you can't go out to Whole Foods and spend $300 on fancy cheeses. So you go into your fridge, you get your, week-old block of cheddar and some Ritz crackers, some ham, maybe some pickles, and it still gives you the same feeling. It's very fun. Everybody loves snacking after a long day. So obviously this blew up. Somebody commented and said, this is literal luxury. I love it so much. Somebody else said, I call it grazing. But obviously this quickly grew. It became a trend, and it grew beyond people just eating bread and cheese. And the trend was people showing off their girl dinners, but it just got more and more crazy and more extreme. Here's one example. This one is relatively normal, I would say.
Before I moved in with my boyfriend, I used to have pickle dinner. It was just a bunch of different types of pickles. I miss pickle dinner. Girl, you don't gotta miss pickle dinner. I have the best spot and we are going tonight. Pickles secured.
If you haven't guessed it by now, it's Kaylin and Kaylin Pickles, and these things are so good. If you're in LA, you can go to their farmer's market location and you can get a tasting flight of pickles. So I'm gonna pair my pickles tonight with a baguette and butter and a mini cheesecake for the absolute perfect girly dinner.
I would totally eat that. After a long day, if I had pickles, if I had a mini cheesecake, guys, I love cheesecake. I would absolutely eat that. There are a few things that are better than warm bread, butter, and a little bit of a topping. Here's another one. It's much more like a parody.
This is my meal. I call this girl dinner.
I think we all can understand, because we are level-headed people, we have common sense, that this is a trend on social media. It is a joke. Anyway, people on the internet decided to take this really seriously and turn it into some kind of gender and socio-political issue. Not everything needs to become some conversation about the oppression of some person in society. It's a joke on social media.
That's my ideal meal. This is my dinner. I call this
a genuinely concerning trend that glamorizes eating disorders. Girl dinner is a trend where people will share their usually snack-based meals using this sound. And at first it was a lot of charcuterie boards and sandwich plates, but now people are using this sound to promote a Monster Energy, a vape, and goldfish as a meal. And look, I'm not faulting anybody for participating in this trend, nor am I judging what you eat. I promise I've had my fair share of Red Bull dinners. But the fact that this is called girl dinner makes it seem like young women are supposed to be able to get by only eating morsels of food at a time instead of actual meals. And we have to understand how damaging that can be to an impressionable 13-year-old who might be scrolling this app. I've struggled on and off with my eating disorder for almost 10 years now, and I'm only 22. And a lot of that is because of content like this I saw on social media at a young age. So I just want to remind everybody that it is just as girly to have charcuterie board dinner as it is to put back a 3-course meal. Mwah! That is peak femininity to me.
So I don't know about you guys, but I personally have been loving all of the girl dinner videos on TikTok. I love the little song. I love the variety of girl dinners. I love how many women have jumped on this trend. But a few weeks after girl dinner really took off on TikTok, I started to notice that there was a lot of backlash to girl dinner. There were people saying in the media that it was promoting disordered eating or it was problematic. So I decided to dig into it and really determine with a nutritionist, okay, is girl dinner problematic, or are people completely missing the point of girl dinner? Click the link to see how I came up with my proposition that girl dinner actually is all about freedom, not restriction.
Is the girl dinner trend problematic? It consists of a plate of small snacks for your evening meal, a trend that started in America, but us Brits usually call it picky bits or picky tea. And it's so popular. It ranges from a cheese string, strawberries, and an egg, to the more obscure dinosaurs with mac and cheese. But is the trend already being abused? Some are claiming girl dinner consists of a plate of ice or a glass of Coke. Now, it could be a joke to some, but quite damaging for others.
There's a lot of different versions of girl dinner that can be extremely toxic. People with disordered eating, poor relationships with food are sadly putting their idea of what a balanced meal is, or a version of restriction. So it's really important to not take as gospel what you're seeing online and apply it to you. Find something triggering, do not watch it. Click on the little button in the top right that says you can mute that account or you don't want to see posts like this again. It's totally okay depending what you put on the plate. It really does come down to that. If you are struggling to put food on the table and you found a way that works for you, that's great. But my advice would be, let's mix up these picky bits. Let's use your freezer stash. We've really got to think about how we use our kitchen and plan our food so we're not stuck in a rut with that same meal every day.
But there's another side, the cost of living crisis. For many, girl dinner isn't a joke at all, it's survival. Rising food prices mean snack-style meals are often cheaper than cooking full dishes. What TikTok calls a trend, some people live every day out of necessity.
But one of them was like girl dinner. It was like this filter where like 3 things would come up and that's like your girl dinner for the night. And some girls were actually like participating and like being like, I'm gonna eat what my girl dinner is. The problem is it would be like a birth control pill, air, and then like 5 pieces of popcorn, like just really unhealthy.
That's okay. I watched a video and it was one of the most, because I went to the hashtag and I was like, let me educate. And one of the girls was talking about that and she's like, this is dangerous because I ain't trying to have, you know, promote EDs up in this bitch, and it's not supposed to be like that.
It was funny. It's just like, I do, like, that's where it became overrated. It was like, come on now. It was funny the first few times, and then, I think it does promote, like, some unhealthiness. Not to be, like, a Karen and be like, this is an issue, but if a young girl sees that and they're like, oh, these girls don't eat dinner, like, they could pick up on that.
That's true. That is very true.
If you spend a lot of time on this app, you've probably seen it. Girl dinner is everywhere. What on earth is girl dinner? Well, it's sort of like a deconstructed charcuterie. You know, like grown-up finger foods. Girl dinner is what a lot of women are eating when they're eating dinner alone, free from the labor of having to prepare a meal for a spouse or children. It's sort of the 2020s version of our moms eating a lean cuisine over the sink back in the 80s. Except, you know, better. And it's not just charcuterie either. Women are making all kinds of things for girl dinner, from chicky nuggies and chalky milk to this absolute icon who just went and got a box of bread and assorted butters and called it girl dinner. And then there's this woman who makes me feel totally validated for having had leftover pizza rolls, a piece of string cheese, and an apple for dinner last night. I wasn't foraging like a raccoon. I was having girl dinner. Wait, is that cultural appropriation since I'm a man? I don't want to be a bad feminist. But some feel like there might be a dark side to girl dinner. Since the portions are often so small, some worry it's promoting schmeeting schmishmorders. You know what I mean, right? Schmeeting schmishmorders? Schmeeting schmish. You get it. But on the other hand, a nutritionist on TikTok says girl dinner might actually be better than the real thing because the wide array of foods can address all our cravings and increase satiety. So the next time you find yourself without dinner plans, or you just can't be bothered, just grab some dino nuggets and some pretzels and maybe a couple peanuts and I don't know, a lemon wedge and maybe some paprika, a Pop-Tart and an envelope of oatmeal, a scoop of almond butter, and I don't know, maybe a potato chip or 2, a cup of flour, a pat of butter, maybe some of that Pam spray, you know, for the non-stick. The possibilities are endless. Or, you know, some nice charcuterie if you're not feral like the rest of us. Treat yourself to a girl dinner. Just make sure you're supplying your nutritional needs. And probably skip the cooking spray because you're not really supposed to eat that. That's just chemicals in a can and it's a whole thing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I've been craving fufu for the longest time. Oh my god, I'm like salivating. They don't have African food in Korea, so I couldn't get any. Oh my god, oh my god. This is my first time trying efori. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but usually I get the goosey one. The fufu, you have to slap it first. I hope I get a chance to eat this one more time before I leave for Korea. Oh. I know you have to just swallow this, but I have to chew. I choke on too many things. I have to chew. I almost died in a restaurant once, so I gotta chew my food good or else I'm gonna die. Whoa. This one has a little kick to it. I like it. Girl. I got mine with beef. This is my first time trying this place because usually I go to Veronica Kitchen. Or I don't know if I like this more or the goosey one more because this one has a little kick to it. I'm so happy. This is so good. I have plans to go with my friends to get fufu today, But then I have a fitting last minute, so I had to go to the fitting and I don't want them to wait. So we rescheduled our hangout day to tomorrow. Then we decided to grab like food at another restaurant instead, but I still want this, so I got this today because I cannot wait any longer. Oh, look at this. Cheers. Ignore the stuff in the back. I'm getting rid of stuff in my storage unit, so I just cover it with a blanket. This is so messy and so good. Cheers. I love it. I have to get it at least one more time before I leave for Korea because I don't know, I'm gonna be dreaming about this. I'm dreaming about this while I'm eating it. It was an hour and a half drive here, and it's gonna be an hour and 40 minutes drive back, so basically like 3+ hours to commute. I was dreading it, but now I feel like it was worth it because I am so happy. I didn't know that this place gives you this much meat. I don't know which angles you guys like better, this angle or the previous angle, which is like kind of slanted, but let me know. I had to go to my fitting and then the DMV and then to my storage unit and then to grab food, but LA traffic, everything takes like 3 times as long, so it feels like I've been out since 10 a.m. and now it's 5:30 and it's dinner time, so I guess it's perfect. I can't believe the amount of meat they give you in this. I'm definitely going back. I have a bunch of things I want to eat on my list before I'm leaving again, but I don't know if I have enough time. The list is getting longer by the day, and I can only eat so much in one day. If you have not tried Nigerian food before, you must. I don't know what you're doing. They also have a vegan version of this, which has no meat in it, I believe. So if you don't eat meat, maybe you can try that one too. Every bite is like the first bite. I feel like I'm running out of fufu before I can finish this. Last piece of fufu. Cheers.
cannot find the TikTok right now, but a girl just came on here and said how, like, in medieval times, peasants had to eat nothing but bread and cheese and how awful that was. And she was like, that's my ideal meal. This is my dinner. I call this girl dinner or medieval peasant.
So is girl dinner harmless fun, a dangerous influence, or a mirror of economic struggle? Maybe it's all three. What do you think? Is this trend just lighthearted, or is it hiding a bigger problem?
This is my meal. I call this girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner. Girl dinner. Oh, girl dinner.
I cannot find the TikTok right now, but a girl just came on here and said how, like, in medieval times, peasants had to eat nothing but bread and cheese and how awful that was. And she was like, that's my ideal meal. This is my dinner. I call this girl dinner or medieval peasant.
I already know if I'm having anything for dinner, it's going to be on a charcuterie board. So here's my dinner tonight. Very light and simple, if you will. So starting off strong, we have a half of a red garnet sweet potato topped with cinnamon and a little bit of maple syrup, some pita bread, 2 soft-boiled eggs, some smoked trout, a chicken cutlet with a little bit of flaky sea salt. We have a medium steak with chimichurri, some grapes, some watermelon, blueberries, cucumbers, olives with garlic and lemon. I have some red onions with capers and dill, olive oil and flaky sea salt, some tomatoes, some stuffed peppers, pepperoncinis. I have some blue cheese, and then I have a garlic, sheep's, and goat cheese. And that is going to be my dinner tonight. Oh, and to drink, I made this peach and hibiscus tea, and it has some lemon with coconut sugar and honey, and that's it. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a full view of the board. I know that lighting is terrible, but this is her in her full glory. And this is going to be my dinner. The eggs came out absolutely perfect. I don't know about you, but I have to have a variety on my plate, and this is our variety tonight. Always, I hope you guys had a fantastic day, and I hope you ate something good for dinner as well. Love you. Bye.
I like how girl dinner started as this like funny trend where it's like random things that girls piece together and eat for dinner. Like it's like Annie's mac and cheese, some pretzels and frozen mango, like girl dinner. And then slowly it got like overtaken by like the wrong side of TikTok. And it's just like these girls being like, oh my God, like 1 cube of cheese, like girl dinner. It's like, no, like let's not glorify that because I think that's called something else. Like I just want to like watch the girlies like piece together their fun little meals. Like I don't need you to like tell me how little you ate on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?